Hi, I'm Bean from Living Dead Tattoo in Las Vegas, Nevada.
I'm Mick from Living Dead Tattoo in Las Vegas, Nevada.
And we started this shop, when was it, 2007? No, 2006, yeah, April of 2006. So we've been open now about 7 years. 7 years. And
we're a full custom shop in Las Vegas. We have no flash on our walls. Do mostly custom work. Cater to what people want, not what people like generally just want to pick off the wall. How we got started, how me and him actually got hooked up together. He worked at a shop, and for a couple of years before I actually got there, I went to that shop to apprentice. I ended up apprenticing at that shop, became an artist at that shop, worked at that shop for like 10 years with him, and one of our clients actually that was a good customer of ours and a friend of ours actually wanted to learn how to tattoo too. So we actually started apprenticing him, and then when he was done apprenticing, he obviously became an artist, and he was an artist for a couple of years with us at that shop, and his name's Daniel, and he's the third owner of Living Dead Tattoo here with us. And we basically decided that we wanted to do something different and do something, not be flash artists or anything like that. We were all felt like we wanted to explore our creativity a little bit more than that. So that's how we decided to come up with the idea for opening our own shop. And that's basically how we got started, all three of us together in this shop.
And then when we tell the story how we picked the name. When we started off, we had a couple of more partners with us, and we all wrote down, what was it, 6 names, Mike?
Yeah.
6 apiece, and we kind of narrowed it down to 2 names for each person, and they were all such good names that we really couldn't decide on one, so we ended up taking and literally throwing 12 names in the hat. And we literally shook the hat and we pulled out the name, and it just happened to be Living Dead, which just kind of fit. At the time, it actually kind of fit what we were doing and just kind of the story of our lives at that time. We kind of felt like the shop that we were coming from was kind of, I don't know, it was a dead end for all of us.
Yeah.
So for us to open up this place and to start like a new beginning and try to figure out how to do this ourselves without having to answer to somebody else was kind of our thing, and it just kind of fit, and it's been that way ever since. And we have tons of stuff on the walls that kind of reflect how we are, and the things that we kind of enjoy in life, and we just kind of we went from there. It's just kind of
the funny thing too about the names is that all the names had the same kind of theme.
Oh, that's right.
just a different name. So I mean, it was all kind of the whole like macabre, kind of darker, feel to it, So, and like you said, a lot of our artwork reflected that stuff, So that was kind of just a natural fit for us. Later on, my sister had a friend who was in art school. She was good friends with, and she kept telling me about this girl that wanted to apprentice, blah blah blah, over and over and over again. I finally said, okay, have her bring in her stuff. Let's check it out. I saw her artwork, Bean saw her artwork, and we decided that she was a good artist. So we wanted to give her a chance and take her on as an apprentice, and that's Cassie. That's Cassie right there. And she's been an artist with us here for the last 4 years now. Okay. So
don't forget to tell them how long you've been tattooing, Mike.
Oh, I've been tattooing. I've been tattooing since January of 2002. So it's been a minute now. So
2002? Oh yeah.
Yeah, January of 2002.
Yeah, and I think I started I was about a year ahead of you, and I apprenticed for a while before. So
yeah, that was about right.
Yeah, I would think it was roughly in 2001, and then even earlier, I think, maybe 2000, and then I also spent another 4 years apprenticing back and forth between California and here. I used to literally drive from here all the way to California every weekend to apprentice in my first apprenticeship. So I spent 2 years doing that, and then found a place up here. It was just a lot easier, and basically, was just thrown in a back room and told to figure it out. So So I did. So yeah.
My early apprenticeship days were, you know, I actually did an apprenticeship for about 6 months at another shop before I actually found the shop that he was at to apprentice at, and everybody there was, you know, hooligans and drug addicts, and it was a bad scene, and you know, none of us do that kind of stuff. You know, we're a drug-free shop here. You know, I'm proud of that, and you know, I didn't want to be a part of that, so I actually left that shop, and I had all but given up on trying to find an apprenticeship in this town. You know, I was just gonna try to move out and find something somewhere else, but I just happened to come across his shop, and you know, that was it was a good fit at the time. So you know, that's basically how we got started on that.
Yeah, that shop definitely served its purpose.
yeah. I mean, it was a good.
It served its purpose.
I mean, it's a good stepping stone. You know, everybody comes from somewhere, and you know, that shop. You know, we learned more what not to do than what to do, but you know, sometimes that is the best way to teach you how to do things, you know. So that's basically kind of how we went. My artwork style really evolved from, you know, kind of really brightly colored new school stuff into more softer, more color realism, and that's generally like what I prefer to do nowadays. Is full custom, color realism, color portraits, you know, anything that can be, you know, construed as lifelike or, you know, quasi-lifelike. You know, I like to throw a little bit of twist on it, you know, to make it a little bit different, but, you know, that's generally what I do as far as my artwork goes, but I still enjoy, you know, anything new school, and I do black and white stuff too, not as much as I probably should, but you know, I'm not bad at it, so I don't mind doing anything that really comes in. So.
True. And then what I pretty much do, lately I've been doing a lot of American traditional tattoo stuff. You know, decided at some point I wanted to dabble into that, and that's kind of what I got into. So I've been doing a lot of that. But you know, when I came up in this business, you know, custom tattoo shops weren't really a big thing. It was more like, you know, what we used to call slam and jams, a lot of flash on the wall, and you did whatever people came in and picked off the walls. So I've done a lot of that over my career and just kind of learned. I'm fairly well rounded. I just don't mess with anything realistic at all because, you know, in the end I suck at that. So I don't mess with it. I let some of the other guys handle it. They're way better at it than I am. So, but you know, I'll do pretty much anything that walks in as long as it's not realistic. So it doesn't really bother me any. You know, we definitely have guys that all have different skill sets in here and that are really well rounded with stuff that I don't necessarily like to do or that I'm not really well rounded at. So if people come in, I usually just steer them towards whoever style they're kind of looking for, you know.
Yeah, and that's one of the problems that we saw with Vegas for a long time too. Is that you know, everybody was trying to do everything. You know, every artist was trying to do every kind of tattoo that they could that walked through the door. And you know, while that's okay from a monetary standpoint, it's not good for client relations or to build the shop up properly. You know, because somebody that is you know, kind of really good at one thing might not be so great at another thing. You know, and we all have our strengths and we all have our weaknesses in this industry. You know, everybody does, and you know, we really kind of cater to what the customer is looking for, and that's one of the reasons why we went custom. You know, so we could draw them something that no one else has. We could draw it right there, we could tattoo it right there, and they're getting the best tattoo from the artist that's best at what they do. You know, so if somebody comes in for something specific and it's not, you know, something that I may not necessarily do all the time, obviously I probably still do it, but it may not come out as well as if a different artist here did it. So we all have our specialties, and we actually have kind of chosen our artists here to cover all the bases. You know, we have black and gray realistic artists like Daniel, we have color realistic artists like myself, we have traditional artists like Bean. You know, I mean, everything is covered as far as the style of artwork that is done here, and everybody has their own you know, specialty to deal with that particular, you know, facet that needs to be covered.